My first time, I was probably 12, maybe 13. I remember doing it and thinking to myself, God, I hope my mom doesn't ever find out. And I remember specifically feeling a little more popular in the gym room. I remember liking it. It's a good feeling.
And I think I probably just did it because everybody else was doing it. And I guess the first time I don't remember because it wasn't very memorable. I don't even know why I bother because I'm not very good at it. I end up hurting myself every time. Yeah, I still think about quitting altogether.
I think I did it the first time in the bathtub. No one told me whether or not, I should go all the way or just go halfway, and pretty sure I went all the way.
My first time was 4 years ago. I did it more out of curiosity. I wanted to see how it would feel since I had never done it before. So once I did do it, I liked it a lot.
I think when I was a teenager and first started, it was just something you did. You started getting hair in your legs, you shaved, no political analysis to it at all.
I don't know, I was just being a socially conditioned animal, creature or something. I just knew that was part of growing up. Like, shave that disgusting hair away, and do whatever. That was part of being a woman.
I shaved my legs when I was a teenager. It was during the war, and people couldn't get stockings. And so what we used to do is shave our legs and then paint them with color so it looked as if we had stockings on.
And I remember sleeping next to my mother after she had shaved her legs and running my feet up and down her shaved legs. It's a nice feeling.
Does anybody remember how we even got here? How did we decide to do this as a film?
I remember because we were talking about shaving legs for some reason, and the fact that so many of us used to grow the hair on our legs and we've stopped, and I don't quite understand why.
For me, it was very conscious that I just decided that at some point it wasn't good to be too attached either way. I was really attached, and it got to the point where there was parts at the beginning of the summer when I was going to the beach, and I felt so adamant that no, I wasn't going to shave, I wasn't going to give in. But meanwhile, I wasn't taking my pants off at the beach and hanging out in my bathing suit. And I just realized, and it wasn't so much that I hate my legs. Shave. Yeah, and I thought it wasn't so much that I hate my legs.
What's the point?
Then you're sort of sacrificing.
Hate to show your body, period? Right. That's not.
No, you hate to be stared at.
What's that serving, society or yourself?
Right.
Yeah, that seems silly.
I spent my teenage years in army boots, hairy legs, no makeup. All my years, actually, until a few years ago. Making a statement, yeah. And afterwards kind of feeling a little ripped off, like I missed out on being a girl.
I like to embrace the fact that I'm a woman. I like to embrace the fact that I am a Canadian, and I'm part of a culture that is quite accepting of other cultures and other ways of life, and that there is women out there who are a lot more restricted in the world than I am.
And yet it's been interesting how hard it's been to find women who are still letting their hair grow on their legs when we've tried to look for them.
That's right. That is interesting.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not comfortable
I think it's something to notice,
don't
right?
Want to go to the beach.
It's something to notice that there's an increase in people's focus on their exterior.
When you stopped, it was a trend to stop. Now it's not. The point of it should be that we have a choice, that we can be who we want to be and do what we want to do, and I think I think it's still progressing that way.
But the question for me now is, has it changed? I mean, do I have a choice now? And I'm not sure I do.
I think it's just old school feminist. All it says to me is, I have a political statement and it's happening on my leg. And it makes me go, it's wrong. I'll be going to hell someday. And I'll be surrounded by women with hairy armpits and legs.
I don't think you can generalize about how people behave and why they behave. To stamp them with rebellion when all they're doing is just what they feel like doing is phony. I think you have to know inside yourself why you're doing something in order to figure out whether you really want to do it or not.
There have been periods in my life where being the anomaly and the minority can be difficult to stay firm and clear in my values and my beliefs. So yeah, I have felt pressure in some ways. I haven't shaven in 10 years.
Well, I guess it's just expected of us to. Women are supposed to shave their legs. We're not supposed to have any hair on our body except for our head, you know, like long, beautiful long hair. But no hair on the armpits, no hair on the legs.
I don't feel any less a woman because I have body hair, or I don't feel any less sexy or beautiful or clean or whatever other answers people believe. I think it's part of my body and I'm proud to have it.
I think it depends on your human experience in moving around that makes you begin to think these are not universal laws, they are just local customs. But local customs are very powerful.
I don't know. I guess I'm lucky I don't have, like, if I didn't shave my legs, I wouldn't have dark hair, like hairy legs. I have blonde hair, so. But there you go, I just said I guess I'm lucky. As if I'm not supposed to have, as if it's bad if I did have hairy legs, but whatever. I don't know.
There's some people who have sort of like peach fuzzy, smooth, blonde, that's okay. But hairy legs, I find, I feel like I have something stuck in my throat when I look at them. Trim it, clip it, shave it, wax it, sculpt it.
I think for women, too, the assertion to get away from femininity, to get away from the artificial and into the natural was one of the reasons why people decided not to shave. But it was also not to be attractive, not to be alluring, not to be serving some man's notion of what you ought to look like.
You know, talking about all the things we do as women to, you know, catch a man sort of thing. It sort of made me stop and think about some of these things, which still makes me think of that now when, you know, it's smooth. It's almost as though people are trying to get, you know, women to be pre-adolescent, you know, no hair anywhere. And it seems sort of scary in some respects. But
I agree. Totally.
I made a change once I started questioning it and actually found answers to why people are doing the things they do, and especially around leg shaving or body hair in general, and women, to learn that it actually came down to some guy deciding that he could make more profits by advertising and marketing to the other half of the population.
Well, I liked the old shavers with the Gillette blue blades. I found the blades really useful around the house for various things, and I just didn't like disposable razors. I thought this is just adding more to the landfill. And so in protest, I quit shaving.
How long have people been shaving for?
Oh, 50 years.
That's all?
Well, there's been tons of prehistoric small portions of populations doing it, like the nobility, but Gillette started marketing their razor blades to women and between the First and Second World Wars to expand the
You mean in the 30s women didn't shave?
Not
They had
en
big,
masse.
bushy, hairy legs?
Where do you stand on the shaving legs thing?
In the end, the whole shaving or not shaving was symbolic in so many ways. I mean,
Oh, totally. Yeah, I agree.
it was symbolic.
Fully.
The war is over. On to better and newer horizons for women's independence.
Because we're going to kill ourselves if we don't see that, you know, diversity creates health in humanity and the environment. And yeah, I just think that we're on the edge of that switch. There's a little, something's happening.
Oh, I see.
I'm hairier than you
You've
are.
got more hair than I am.
Yeah.
I'm bald. This is great fun.
What is beauty? What is acceptable? What is... I mean, we should, each one of us, teach the world what's acceptable. And anyway, who needs to be accepted and by whom. And you have to know what makes you peaceful and what doesn't. And it may look from the outside as if you're being a total wimp. Or not. But the secret to that is it doesn't matter what it looks like from the outside. It matters how it feels from the inside. And when you feel comfortable in yourself that you've made a choice that you want to make, then you're where you should be.
Ooh, is that your cat? Or your armpit hair?